Hey guys, it's Danny. Alrighty, for today's quick vid, I thought I should show you one of my Dendrobium nobiles which I'm pretty sure you don't know about. This is the Dendrobium Yellow Magic Festival, and as the name suggests, it is a yellow Dendrobium nobile, and no, it's not the Stardust. I purchased this Dendrobium last year from Ana Maria, and it is one of those Dendrobiums which is slightly confused as to what he should do. He started to create new growth in the autumn, it kinda grew in the winter time. I tried to stale the growth, I didn't fertilize this orchid, and you can see the new growth is not necessarily super big and luscious, but that's okay. We can work on another new growth this year because hey, the spring is just here and I have an extended summer. So that's what happens to nobiles which are not seasoned in my climate. They do create 2 sets of new growth per year in the first instance, and then they get adjusted to how weather is like here. Anyway, the Dendrobium Yellow Magic Festival, is a typical nobile, has the very same shape or almost identical shape to the Dendrobium Spring Dreamer Pollen or the Angel Lissy. The flowers are about as big as the other ones as well. They're not as big as the Comet King Akatsuki. That is a different type of Dendrobium, and there are a few which look similar, but this one looks more similar to the Spring Dreamer Pollen, which I think is the most common Dendrobium nobile on the market. Fragrance-wise, it is a little bit different. It has that sweet, yummy, fruity type of fragrance that the Spring Dreamer Pollen has as well, but with a little bit of a twist. It reminds me actually more of the Aurora Dendrobium, which sadly didn't bloom this year, but fingers crossed next year. So I do believe it is a little bit closer to that as well. If we look inside the lip, we can see that browning patterning in the throat. That's very similar again to the Dendrobium Aurora, more than it is to the Spring Dreamer Pollen or Akatsuki. So it's not really all that related or closely related to those. I think it's more like the Aurora. The fragrance, oh, it's not mild, it's quite strong, and I really like it. Although there are only a few flowers that completely open, the fragrance around the area, which is the Vanda area actually, is of this orchid. It's absolutely beautiful. I find it very fruity, watermelony, yummy. I like the smell of the Dendrobium nobile generally. Now, like any other nobile, this guy blooms only once a year in the springtime, takes a bit of a rest in the wintertime. Although this one didn't, he's gonna figure out how the climate is, but it really just takes the same care as the other nobiles. Drinks a lot of water in the growing season, also a lot of fertilizer, and then takes a little bit of a break in the winter time from growing, that is, but the orchid doesn't go dormant. Anyway, you'll have a full tutorial that I made quite a few years ago on these orchids. They're one of my oldest orchids, and they do really great for me, no matter pretty much the climate. And one last thing before I let you go, another detail. This is a very tall Dendrobium, again very similar to the Aurora, taller than the Akatsuki, and even if it doesn't take a lot of space on the horizontal, definitely on the vertical you can see it's quite a tall Dendrobium, taller than my forearm. Anyway, so this has been the Dendrobium Yellow Magic Festival. I really like the name, I like how it smells, the flowers are absolutely gorgeous, the yellow is really pretty intense, and of course you can find this guy in flower shops or garden centers, usually in the springtime, but not only. This is an orchid which you can trick into blooming, so I've seen these orchids in the summer and in the autumn as well. It's a little problematic because they're off season and they will do what mine does and be a little confused, but there you go. It's not a rare orchid, and if you like it, I hope you can find it in flower shops and garden centers. No need to go to the nurseries, but of course I think the nurseries have it as well. Alrighty, I think this quick vid is not that quick, so let's just end it here. Thank you so much for watching. You know the drill. Rate this video below with a like or a dislike, subscribe to my channel for regular orchid videos, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that said, I'll see you all next time. Bye!